Alright, we are back, guys. Welcome to more Doki Doki Blue Skies. I'm so glad the series has taken the turn that I wanted it to. And oh man. What a turn it's taken. I'm actually very pleased with how things are going so far. Alright, so we're going to continue on. It's the day of the festival. The preparations for the event should be nearly complete, given all the work everyone's put in over the weekend. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki does about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. It's been a while though. Where's Sayori? Oh no. Oh no. We're meant to walk together, but she's late again. I don't want to leave her behind, but if she takes much longer, I'm going to be late for school. More time passes, there's going to be a moment of decision soon if she doesn't arrive. Just as I'm getting ready to leave, I finally spot her, slowly making her way down the stairs. Okay. She's carrying a large sack in her hand. Oh, thank God. I thought this game was gonna, jerk me around again. She's carrying a large sack in her hands. I'm surprised she isn't running over to me. Isn't she aware of how late she is? Sayori, where have you been? We could have been late for school.
I know, I'm sorry.
Overslept again? Or could have decided what to have for breakfast again. She immediately pouts.
You're such a meanie sometimes.
Aha, you know my teasing is all in good fun, right? She mumbles something under her breath.
Of course. By the way, I also double-checked the little bags. They're all in here.
She gestures to the large sack, a bright smile evident on her face. Good stuff, Sayori. People are gonna love them. That was a really good idea. Candy, bookmarks, and literature quotes. Perfect thing to give out from our event.
Something for everyone. Although I'm kind of nervous for the festival.
Honestly, I don't blame you for that. It's kind of nerve-wracking, isn't it? I mean, I know how much it means to Monica, but at the same time, I didn't really realize how intimidating reciting poetry to a bunch of strangers can be.
Yeah, it was all for it back in the club room. I was all for it back in the club room, but now that the actual day is here?
She looks a little nervous. I reach over and give her a squeeze on the shoulder. We'll be fine. Don't worry. I know how much you like poetry, plus your poems are great. I just hope my own performance is up to standard.
Oh, don't be silly, Flam. They'll love your poem. I just know it.
I chuckle, admiring the definitive optimism that really makes Sayori, Sayori. Guess we'll find out. By the way, are you doing anything after the festival? Anything fun?
Nope. I haven't really planned that far ahead. I'm not great at doing that anyway. I'm kind of hoping we finish early so we can have the rest of the day off, to be honest.
So what you're really saying is that you just want to go home and sleep, right?
Aw, look how many students there are. How many clubs are having their own little event today?
What a tactical change of topic that was. Our school is in sight and there's a lot of students milling around. It's a little strange to think that there's so many fellow students around, yet I've still been feeling so lonely. Or at least before joining the literature club. Times like these make me grateful that Sayori told me about the club in the first place. I don't know, probably quite a few. By the way, Sayori.
What's up, Flam?
I just wanted to say, no matter how this festival goes, I'm really grateful to you. I'm really grateful you told me about your club and let me join. I've had a lot of fun so far. I scratch the back of my head nervously. Yeah. It's been really great. Yeah. Sayori looks curiously at me. I never begun at expressing myself, and it probably shows. I guess what I'm trying to say is, thank you. It's been so fun being able to spend time with you again, too. Really takes me back.
You don't have to thank me for anything, silly. I've enjoyed it too. After all, it would be lovely if things go back the way they used to be.
How they used to? What do you mean?
Oh, nothing.
Strange choice of words. What could she mean by this? As we enter the courtyard and make our way to our meeting room, she breaks the silence by giggling. Something funny?
I just thought of a way to steal one of Natsuki's cupcakes without her realizing.
Are you sure that's a good idea? Natsuki might be little, but you know better than I do, she can be really fiery.
Don't worry about her. She might seem a bit mean on the outside, but she's harmless. Don't let her fool you.
Trust me, I haven't. Well, I'd rather her than me.
Flam, Sayori. It's good to see you guys. Do you want to come give me a hand?
Monika is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. It must be the one she prepared that has all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monika would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing.
Hey, do you guys want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they really did.
They look really pretty.
Some of this will definitely help people take the club more seriously.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized the girls' poems from the one they performed during our practice. Just then, Natsuki burst into the room carrying a box that positively towers over her. Oh, might want to give her a hand on that one. Yuri trails in behind her, carrying a rolled-up banner and a large duffel bag.
Alright, it's festival time! Wow, you guys got here before me? I thought I was pretty early. I'm sorry for being the last one here. I'm glad that some preparation is already underway, though. It should take less time to set everything up this way. Yeah, let's work together, everyone.
Natsuki unpacks her box to reveal 4 trays of cupcakes stacked carefully on top of each other.
Flam!
I jump at the sound now burst. Yeah, what the hell was that about? Yes?
Help me lay out these cupcakes.
Yes, master! Yes, master!
Then if you wouldn't mind, Sayori, can you help me with these?
Yuri gestures at her bag, to which Sayori nods cheerfully. I help Natsuki with her cupcakes while Yuri and Sayori start putting up decorations. Meanwhile, Monika continues putting down pamphlets. It isn't long before Natsuki has carefully arranged her cupcakes in a neat formation. Each cupcake is topped with white icing and some kanji written in a variety of different colored frostings. I'm not good with words, guys. Wow, these look really good. Great idea to make them literature club themed as well, Natsuki.
Yeah, it was a good idea, huh? I wrote down words that specifically have to do with poetry and art poems too.
She picks up a cupcake to show me.
See? This one says create.
Isn't that the kanji for use?
Yeah?
As Natsuki furiously checks over the rest of her cupcakes to look for more miswritten characters, I glance over at Sayori and Yuri. They put up a banner with an inspirational quote written on a colorful gradient of the colors of the sky. A good writer possesses not only his own spirit, but also the spirit of his friends.
That's a quote by the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche.
I don't know how to pronounce that name.
He had some very interesting thoughts, although there are some that I don't quite agree with.
Oh, I think I've heard of him. As usual, Yuri outclasses me with her intellect. It seems that they've also hung up a curtain of origami paper tied to ribbons in the doorway. Upon closer inspection, each paper has a different kanji character written on it. Hey, it looks like you did something similar to Natsuki with your kanji curtain.
Is that so? I'll have to take a look at what she's done after I finish setting up.
She gestures to a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object.
Yuri!
Oh.
Yuri said that that's an essential oils diffuser. Yes. It's for aromatherapy, one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere.
Huh? I'm excited to see how it works later. It looks like all the preparations are almost finished now. I feel like there's something missing though. Suddenly I notice a large bag sitting forlornly by itself to the side. Sayori, do you mind handing me that sack you got? I'll help you distribute all the stuff inside it.
Okay, there you go.
Peering inside, I catch sight of quite a few small colorful bags, nearly tied shut with ribbons. Ah, just as I remember, her handiwork from yesterday really shows. I pull one out. Yuri and Monica notice the little bags, looking on with interest.
Ah, so this is what you and Fun have been working on over the weekend, Sayori. I love how these look. You both did a fantastic job.
Oh, it's mostly Sayori. I couldn't do the ribbon part if my life depended on it.
I'm sure the contents are just as impressive as the exterior. What sort of things did you choose for the quotes? We had a lot of fun with that.
She delicately opens one of the little bags, fishing out a quote.
It's perfectly okay to write garbage, as long as you edit it brilliantly. Wait, I didn't put this one in!
Oh yeah, that one was mine. I thought it was kind of funny. Monica giggles, whereas Yuri and Sayori look like they're trying to figure out what punchline is. Well, one out of the three isn't so bad. How about this one? I hastily open another bag, picking out the quote. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets fixated on a specific point. Just force yourself to get something out on paper and tidy it up later.
I like that one a lot, Flam. After all, it's pretty much true. If you never start, you can't make any progress. Keeping your pen in the same spot would just result in a big puddle of ink. We could find out who said that, we couldn't find out who said that, which is a shame. Oh, have you guys tried the candy?
Don't you think we should save those for the people we made these bags for, Sayori?
Oh yeah.
Natsuki's irritated voice rings over from across the classroom.
Hey, if you guys are finished over there, can you actually sort Sayori's stuff out? Yeah, we do have a festival to prepare for.
She huffs and the rest of us share a guilty grin. Natsuki's right.
I suppose Natsuki raises a valid point.
Yeah, let's get to it then. We each delve into the sack and scoop up little bags, going around the classroom and setting them down on each desk. We printed out a few spare quotes to put around the classroom, and it's not long before a few desks bear the wise words of writers and poets alike. Sayori wanders over to the front door and sticks one of the quotes there. I'm impressed by her thinking. Everyone will see the quote that way. It doesn't take long to distribute all the little bags around the room. Out of the corner of my eye, I spot Sayori trying to sneakily open a bag and pop a candy into her mouth. Naturally, she drops the chocolate. Some things never change. Ooh. I like the mood lighting. Yuri, the master of wonder. By the time we finish, it looks like everyone else is done too. The classroom is now darkened and lit up by the ambient lighting of the candles. A delicate floral scent wafts through the air, courtesy of Yuri's essential oils. Sayori and I head towards the other three girls, who are huddled near the front of the classroom, murmuring to each other. Is it about time to start yet?
Almost. We wrote that we were going to start at 10 a.m. on our posters, and that's in 10 minutes. Are people actually going to show up for this? Don't be so negative. Some people have shown up already, and I'm sure that more will file in soon. You guys don't have to be worrying so much about it. I got full faith in all of you. I've seen all of your poems. It's been amazing watching each and every one of you find nurture and unique writing styles.
She smiles encouragingly at each of us. To her credit, her words are helpful, even though I haven't been part of this club for as long as the other three.
Even Flam?
That's exactly what she just, she knows how to say exactly what we're thinking. Sometimes she's so cute, I just want to lightly slap her, But then at the same time, I also want to just massively hug her.
Natsuki! It was just a joke, jeez. Thought some humor would lighten the mood. Sorry. Just trying to make sure everyone's in the best frame of mind before we start. It's okay, Monica. We all understand and appreciate that. Yeah, we know how much this club means to you. I want it to be a success just as much as you do.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Even though I've only been in the club for a few days, I felt really at home. Truth be told, I used to be kind of lonely. Knowing that I'm included in something with people like you guys always makes me feel better. Apart from Sayori on Sunday, I haven't told anyone about how lonely I've been feeling. I'm a little nervous about how the others will react. They all turn to me, varying degrees of emotion on their faces. Natsuki impassively looks to the side while Yuri gives me an expression of concern. Sayori looks a little sad remembering our conversation about this.
It's okay, Flam. We can change that, remember? Like I said, I'm so happy that you feel welcome here. It's exactly what we wanted. I agree. No one should feel alone. I know it's quite a difficult thing to experience.
I feel a warm flush of gratitude at their words. Thanks, guys. That means a lot. Also, Monica, I told Sayori this earlier and I figured you might appreciate hearing this. Well, no matter how the festival goes, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. Thanks to you guys, that lonely feeling has disappeared. You've all been so welcoming and accepting, and believe me, I'm really appreciative of that. So even if this doesn't quite go as planned, just know that I really love it here. I'm so glad Sayori told me about this club. If others don't like what we have here, well, it's their loss, right? The girls now in agreement, smiling at me. I had no idea my words would have such an impact, but I'm glad they did in the end. It feels so rewarding to be able to give back to the club for a change. Monica turns to me, eyes shining with appreciation.
Thank you, Flam. You're right. Hearing those words from a newcomer really makes me feel like I've succeeded in my goals as president. After all, I wanted to create a place where people can feel comfortable and share literature, and what you just said makes me feel like it was all worth it.
She turns to face the others.
See, guys? If we could show Flam how amazing this club is, who's to say we can't show the other students the same thing? Don't see them as strangers. See them as potential club members.
She's definitely got an inspiring way with words.
Yeah, good thinking, Monica. What's the worst that could happen?
I always get a cringe up my spine whenever I'm playing this, and that's always a topic of discussion. What's the worst that could happen?
Never say that because usually something bad does happen.
Huh?
Never say that because usually something bad does happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if they say anything bad about my cupcakes, I'm gonna kill them.
Yuri giggles softly.
I won't lie to you, I'm still quite nervous. But after hearing what you've said, Flam, I realized there might be other lonely people out there. This club would be the perfect place for them. Yeah, we might even find some manga enthusiasts. That's the spirit. Now let's go and show the rest of the school just what the literature club is made of.
As if on cue, a few people wander into the room, curiously looking around the room. Monica confidently walks over and greets them. And so it begins. Monica and Sayori have greeted the newcomers and settled them in desks throughout the classroom. Some people are already helping themselves to cupcakes, and I noticed Natsuki keeping an eye on them. Meanwhile, Yuri is nervously looking through a pamphlet. I can see her soundlessly mouthing the words to her poem. Now that I think about it, I should be getting some extra practice in as well. Before I can do so, though, Monica heads back towards us with Sayori in tow.
Showtime, everyone! Let's do this, guys! Time to get this over with! I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Oh god, I can't do this. Monica, I'm bailing.
We group up and stand together at the front of the classroom. Monica steps up to the podium and clears her throat, drawing the room's attention to her.
Okay, everyone. Welcome to the Literature Club's poetry performance. My name is Monica, as some of you may know.
Some girls sitting near the front of the classroom wave at her.
And I'm the president of the club. Accompanying me is the vice president, Sayori. Hi, guys. Welcome any new members. From those who love words and writing as well, to anyone who simply is just curious and wants to learn more. After the scheduled performances, we'll be opening up the stage for anyone else who wants to perform, so don't be shy. And now, without further ado, I'll be starting with my poem, The Way They Fly.
Sayori, Yuri, Natsuki, and I head off to settle down in the frontmost desk, saving the seat at the end for Monica. She stands there, alone, yet still radiating confidence. After flashing a smile and a wink at us, she begins. Each word is crystal clear and exudes emotion. Somehow her reaction is even better than it was only a few days ago. She must have practiced hard to try to achieve perfection. And there's that. It's that classic Monica perfection that she just always strives for, never giving an inch of mediocrity. The classroom is silent at first, drinking in her words. After a few moments, however, some whispering starts up in the back of the classroom. I guess that's inevitable, but it still doesn't make it any less annoying. I exchange a look with Natsuki, who rolls her eyes at the disruptions. Sayori pats my hand and gives me an encouraging smile. She's comforting as always. As Monika's poem progresses, more and more people wander in. Normally this would be a good thing, but they're making a lot of noise. Thankfully, they simmer down once they realize Monica is speaking, but the damage has already been done. She reaches the end of her poem, the last few words resonating in the classroom. A round of applause fills the room, and Monica beams at everyone, patiently waiting for them to finish.
Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my poem, and that it gave you a flavor of what the club is like. For the newcomers, welcome. We're just in the midst of showing you all of our poems.
For the benefit of those who have just joined, she quickly reintroduces everyone.
Anyway, up next is Natsuki. Take it away.
Natsuki stumbles slightly as she makes her way to the front of the class. I guess the nerves are really getting to her. It doesn't help that someone sniggers, causing her to turn to glare at them. Sayori seems to notice too, as she hastens to shoot Natsuki a reassuring smile. Natsuki stands at the front of the classroom with her poem in hand, slight traces of irritation still visible on her face.
Anyway, my poem's called Jump.
She takes a deep breath and begins her recital. Just as I was hoping, she's able to inject her trademark bouncy style into the performance, bringing the words to life. She doesn't quite radiate the confidence Monica did, but her unique style shines through, giving the poem a flow and rhythm. While simple, it's effective. My heart sinks as I start picking up on the newcomers, having their own conversations in the back of the room. I'm hit with a surge of anger. How can they be so inconsiderate? It's clear that they aren't paying any attention, and from the pause and change in Natsuki's tone, she's clearly picked up on it as well. Why can't they just save their stupid, selfish conversations for after our performances? Her poem comes to an end, but unlike with Monica's, there's a slight awkward moment of silence. Once again, there's a round of applause, but it's clear that the audience's engagement isn't quite as strong.
Great performance, Natsuki. I really like the rhyme of the poem.
Natsuki forces a smile and makes her way back to her seat. It's clear that she's upset.
Anyway, our Vice President Sayori is next to perform. Hi, everyone. I hope you like my poem.
She cheerily skips up to the front, poem in hand. As she turns to face us, she looks a little nervous, fidgeting slightly.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. It's okay, Sayori. Just remember what we've practiced. I've got full faith in you.
Yeah, you've got this.
This one's called My Meadow.
She begins her poem. Her soft voice guides us through the recital, and there's a remarkable contrast between her cheerful inflection and the more bittersweet nature of the words. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice people casually flicking cupcake wrappers onto the floor, along with candy wrappers lying on the tables. Worse still, the talking is getting louder and more noticeable. Monica looks around at the perpetrators, frowning at them. One of the students lets out a loud yawn, making absolutely no effort to hide it. Another student picks up one of the quotes and nudges their friend. They both frown and left the message. I get the horrible feeling it's more the mocking kind of laugh. At this point, I'm seeing red. If I weren't in school, I would have punched those inconsiderate pricks by now. I wouldn't care. This is Sayori's poem time. I'd get up and just beat the shit out of them. It's like, hey, shut up. It's her time to speak. No one should be this rude to Sayori. She's probably the sweetest person I've ever met. Despite the now obvious disruptions, she's still trying her best and is making a real effort to continue. To her credit, her performance is still commendable. She manages to work the contrast of her enunciation against the words in her favor. It adds an interesting depth to the poem. I'd love to see more of this side to her. She brings her performance to a close, hands shaking slightly.
Lovely poem, Sayori. You really brought that one to life. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Something's off with her voice. It's like how she was on Friday. Monica stands up, turning to address everyone in the room.
Just a polite reminder that it would be much appreciated if everyone could give our poets some respect while they're performing.
Monica looks stern while Natsuki looks positively furious.
Thank you. Now, the stage is all yours, Yuri.
Yuri is looking terrified at this point. Sayori gives her a reassuring squeeze, and I lean over, whispering into her ear. You've got this, Yuri. Just pretend like it's only me, Natsuki, Sayori, and Monica.
I can't do this, Flam.
Yes, you can. I believe in you. I've seen how passionate you can become when you talk about Portrait of Markov. I love that. I love seeing that side of you. Besides, like you said, this club could be the perfect place for any of these people. We just don't know it yet. She swallows nervously, nodding at my words.
Okay. Thank you.
She rises to her feet, poem clasped firmly in her chest and avoiding eye contact with everyone as she walks up. Her eyes flick up to glance at the classroom when she gets on stage, although she quickly ducks her head back down to look at her poem on the podium.
This poem is titled, After Image of a Crimson Eye.
Her voice quivers as she starts, but unlike her reaction a few days ago, the meek and trembling version of Yuri remains well into the poem. She determinedly forges ahead, but I can tell that she's not enjoying it in the slightest. The rest of the classroom, momentarily subdued by Monica's words, soon begin to grow louder again. After a few lines of her poem, they are even more unruly than before. The crinkling of wrappers fills the air, and at a few points, Yuri is almost drowned by the others' voices. I catch a few people getting up and leaving the classroom, and by the slight hinge in her voice, it seems that Yuri's seen them as well. Her eyes stay glued to her poem now, and it looks like she's trying her hardest to ignore everyone. One boy quietly wolf whistles at Yuri. Ow, ow, ow! Causing her to jump and lower her head even more. She's practically shaking like a leaf. This is absolutely disgusting behavior, and I open my mouth to say something. Suddenly, Natsuki stands up. A loud scraping noise from her pushing away from the desk, drawing the attention of the students.
Can you all just shut up? I'm really freaking sick of this. How can you guys be so rude? We're trying our best to show you something amazing here, and you're just going to stop all over our hard work like that? Unbelievable. I can't even understand how people can be this arrogant and, just this plain terrible. I didn't want to interrupt you, Yuri, but I can't stand it anymore. You idiots might as well leave if you aren't going to pretend to pay attention.
There's complete silence for a beat. Only came for the food anyway. Let's go, guys. Once this boy speaks up and begins to lead his friends away, one by one more students start to follow them out the door. I throw a panicked look over to Monica, who's holding a strange, stiff expression on her face. Looks like she's struggling to stay calm for everyone. After a few moments, there's barely anyone left. Yikes. Yuri, meanwhile, quietly begins speaking again, but her voice is barely audible. There's just a stifling silence accompanying her words. When she finishes, a weak smattering of applause sounds from the few who are left. She unsteadily steps down from the stage, a blank look on her face. She won't look at any of us either. I'm worried about her. Yeah, that was a bit... That was wow. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Monica's voice cracks as she speaks up. She's still trying her best to see... She's still trying her best to see us through this. I don't think any of us could have predicted that it would turn out this way.
Thank you, Yuri. You did wonderfully. I'm sincerely sorry for all the disruptions and sheer arrogance you had to endure. Those kinds of people really are the worst. To those who are left, I want to thank you all for staying and apologize as well. This is definitely not a normal occurrence for the Literature Club, I assure you. Well, let's finish this off with Flam then.
With a heavy heart, I slowly get up and walk onto the stage. When I get to the podium, I'm appalled by the sight of the classroom. Candy and cupcake wrappers are strewn across the floor, and quote cards lay tossed about, with many of the cards now featuring shoe prints over the words. Good lord, this sucks. The remnants of goodie bags are left ripped apart on the desks. Even the kanji curtain looks tangled up and messy. The only students left are the ones who waved to Monica at the beginning. This is what Yuri had to see when reciting her poem. No wonder she didn't want to look up and face these people. Can I really do this now? How are the others able to finish their poems? I look at the clock. Only 10:20. Has it really only been 20 minutes? Taking a shaky breath, I begin to speak. Hi everyone. I'd like to take a second to apologize as well, both to those checking out the club today and to those who are already in it. But despite everything that's happened, I can say that I'm glad I joined since I got to meet so many amazing people. I believe that you guys will love it as much as I did too. Anyway, I hope that you'll all enjoy Acquainted with the Night. I start reading and I'm struck once again by the beauty of the poem. The loneliness and isolation conveyed so accurately, I can relate to a lot of these feelings. I won't be as good as the others at reciting, but I can only hope that I'll be able to do the poem justice. Thoughts of doing both the poet and the club proud strengthened my spirit, and I managed to fight through the depressing mood. The quiet of the classroom suits the lines of the poem well, and my recital seems to fly by rather quickly.
Excellent performance, Flam. What a great way to round off the event.
As I step down from the stage, Monica stands up and addresses the room.
Thank you all for coming and staying. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. That's it for the scheduled recitations, but you guys are free to stay and hang out if you want.
There's an awkward silence for a few moments, then the remaining students start to stand up.
Hey, Monica. Oh, and you too, Flam. I didn't know you were in this club.
The girl standing before us is actually my homeroom's class representative, Sayori. Given that both she and Monica are class reps, they're probably friends. Yeah, I only joined about a week ago, so...
Ah, I see.
Yep.
Hey, the way you guys were treated was seriously awful. It's fine. Thanks for staying. Either way, sorry about everything, Monica. I'll check out the club sometime.
She gives us a small commiseratory smile, and I'm only torn between wondering whether everyone's pitying us or sympathizing with us. They all start to file out of the classroom after a few more goodbyes. Monica keeps a strained smile plastered on her face. Meanwhile, Yuri has her head buried in her arms on the desk. In contrast, Natsuki is staring straight ahead, gritting her teeth, and Sayori looks down at her desk, picking at a spot on the varnished wood. To say there's tension in the air would be a massive understatement. There's silence in the room, made worse by the sense of awkwardness. No one knows what to say. No one expected the festival to end this way, and the impact is hitting us all. Jesus, this is awful. So, that could have gone better. My attempt at humor falls flat, and I immediately regret speaking. Natsuki gives me a dirty look, but Sayori smiles wanly. Meanwhile, it looks like Monika's face has finally fallen.
I don't understand. Where did we go so wrong, guys? We spent so long preparing for this, and after all our efforts.
For the first time, that outgoing confidence Monika always seemed to radiate has snuffed out. She clearly cared a lot about this event, and I feel awful for her. I know. I don't get it either. I thought you guys all did such a good job as well. The decorations, the recitals. I'm sorry, Monika.
Don't worry about it, Flam. It's not like it's your fault anyway.
She smiles weakly at me, glancing around. I notice that Yuri and Natsuki seem particularly upset, with Yuri looking absolutely dejected and Natsuki seeming steaming mad.
This is your fault, Monika. I told you this was a stupid idea. None of us were even that comfortable with doing it in the first place. Now look where it's landed us. Excuse me? My fault? You all agreed to do this. Pardon me for thinking it would actually go well. What's so wrong about that? We only agreed to do it because we felt like you were forcing us.
I was really hoping this wouldn't happen. Given everyone's low moods, an argument is the last thing we need.
I didn't force anyone, Natsuki. You know how much this club means to me. I was just excited to show what we have to the rest of the school. Yeah, because that was such a good idea, wasn't it? I'm really starting to get sick of your constant sarcasm, you know. Why can't you just try being positive for once in your life? Gee, it's funny you should say that, because I'm really starting to get sick of your self-righteous, know-it-all attitude. We told you this was a bad idea, but no. You just had to insist on this, even though no one was happy with it. It was for a reason. Look at how much Flam enjoys it here. Is it really so unreasonable to think that we could have found someone else like him? Or is that just too positive for you to even fathom?
This is awful. The other students were bad enough, but now Monika and Natsuki are going for each other's throats.
Look at how badly everyone was humiliated! How inconsiderate all those...
She struggles for a moment, her anger inhibiting her ability to speak.
Those assholes were! To all of us! They didn't give a damn about anything we had to say! What did that one prick say? He was only here for the food? All that hard work! Just for what? Nothing!
She angrily kicks one of the desks. The loud noise jolts Yuri, who looks up with tears in her eyes.
But please, Natsuki, can you calm down? Don't tell me you're taking her side, Yuri. You had to experience the worst of it. I don't get why you're not mad either. Natsuki, there's no point in being angry at Monika. She didn't want this to happen. She had no idea people would react this way. It's bad enough that the students were rude, and I really don't like fighting inside the club itself. Yeah. But if Monika just listened to us when we said we weren't comfortable with the whole idea, this would never have happened.
Monika sighs. This is the kind of conflict she generally leaves for Sayori to deal with. But in this case, Sayori looks too distraught to intervene.
Look, what you're not understanding is that sometimes you just have to take risks. Sure, this didn't go well, but there was always a chance it wouldn't have ended like this. And we could have had new members.
She turns to me.
I mean, you of all people can understand that the best, right, Flam? You made the choice to come here. Look how much you enjoy it. Oh, don't you try and suck up to him, Monika. Face it, you never listen to us, your club members, or take our opinions into account. Tell me I'm not alone in thinking that, Flam.
Oh great, now I have to choose a side. I really don't want to do this. I desperately look at Yuri and Sayori, but both look too upset to want to get involved. So, I guess that's going to be... Hold on a second here. Face it, you never listen to us, your club members, or take our opinions into account. If I was doing the Natsuki route for this playthrough, I would definitely side with her. So now I'm left with trying to rationalize everything. This one's a tough one. Because they're both right. And while the main character is enjoying himself, Natsuki and Yuri both tried to warn Monica it was a bad idea. I'm gonna side with Monica on this one this time. Something tells me this is going to make me very unpopular with Natsuki. I brace myself for what's going to come next. Natsuki, come on. You know better than I do that Monica loves this club. It's only natural she'd want to share it with the rest of the school.
Seriously? You're actually taking her side? I can't believe this.
No, it's not like it's not like that. I'm not taking her side. It's just...
Just what? That's exactly what you're trying to do, Flam. Don't try and backpedal. Natsuki, that's not what he's trying to say. He just... Oh, of course you're jumping to his aid. Shut up, Monica.
Monica looks furious, and for a moment I think Natsuki has finally gone too far. She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath, evidently trying to contain her anger. Jeez, Natsuki, don't you think that was a little out of order? You didn't have to shout at her.
What would you know? You haven't even been here for 5 days. Why is everyone making me out to be the bad guy here? Remember when Monica said she made sure people weren't going to be rude during our performances? Wow, congratulations. She sure did a fantastic job with that. I mean, it's not like anyone wolf whistled at Yuri or anything, was it? Some enforcer you were.
Her bitter, sarcastic tirade continues on, each point worsening the atmosphere.
I'm the only one who can see this for what it is. It's just Monica trying to use the club to boost her popularity. And it sickens me. You think we're all just, what, some sort of pawns for you? Explain why you didn't even consider how reluctant we all were to do this, or why you let everyone just walk all over us. Natsuki, you're just being ridiculous now. Why would I want to hurt all of us? It's not exactly been easy on me either.
Natsuki lets out a snort of derision.
You? What would you, of all people, know about life being hard?
Monica blinks, looking like she's been slapped.
It's easy for you, Monica, with your role as the queen of the school, everyone liking you, all that crap. You have such a perfect life and all, never having to defend your interests, never having anyone ridicule you for the things you like. I share classes with those assholes, you know, and you can bet they're gonna have a lot of fun telling everyone else about how much of a loser we all are. And guess what? It's all because of you.
I can practically hear the venom dripping from her words at this point. It's absolutely horrible.
Face it. Sayori would be a better president than you could ever be.
And with that, a sickening silence falls onto the room once more. But this time, it's a million times worse. The fire in Natsuki's eyes is blazing, and quiet sobs can be heard from Yuri. Sayori's miserably hugging herself, looking completely lost for words. Monica is wearing a stony expression on her face, looking both enraged and heartbroken. The whole club waits for her reply to the bombshell Natsuki just dropped on her. But without a word, Monica turns on her heel and walks out of the door, the impact of Natsuki's words hanging in the air behind her. No one knows what to say. For a few moments, the heavy silence remains. We all exchange looks. Yuri is meekly wiping her eyes on her sleeve, and Sayori is standing around awkwardly. Natsuki, on the other hand, is refusing to meet anyone's gaze. She looks like she's regretting her words a little bit.
Guys? Please can we make sure that never happens again? It was awful. That was horrible to experience, to say the least.
Without Monica to restore order and keep things going, the club suddenly feels very aimless and disorganized.
Natsuki, I know you're angry, but can you please find Monica and apologize? But please, I know you're feeling a bit guilty over what you said. After all, you were a bit mean.
Natsuki grumbles something under her breath. Nah, it's okay. I'll go find Monica. No offense, Natsuki, but I don't think she'd particularly want to see you right now. I wince as the words leave my mouth. There's probably a more diplomatic way of saying it. Natsuki glares at me.
Fine.
As I turn to leave, I silently motion to Yuri and Sayori to try to talk to Natsuki. Sayori nods and Yuri nervously swallows. Ugh, wow. That was brutal. Just all of it. Now, where would Monica go? She would probably want somewhere quiet where she could be by herself, right? Which rolls out the classrooms, the courtyard, and the cafeteria. The only two places coming to mind are the girls' toilets or the rooftop. Well, I'm hoping it isn't the girls' toilets. I make my way over to the staircase that leads up to the top, thinking about how the conversation is going to go. Will she even want to talk to me? She didn't even say anything as she left. Was she that upset? Although, given what Natsuki said, I really wouldn't blame Monica. Guess there's only one way to find out. There's a door at the top of the stairs which opens out to the rooftop. Bracing myself, I put my hand on the cool steel door handle and push the door open. And the view up here is really is something. I shiver as the wind cuts through my blazer. It's a cold and desolate place, a fitting setting for what just happened. I look around, and there she is. Leaning slightly over the barriers at the edge of the rooftop, face turned away from me. Not a peep sounds from her, not even when the wind slams the door behind me closed. Monica? No answer. I slowly approach her, making as little noise as possible in some illogical attempt to not scare her away. You, looked pretty upset, so I thought I'd come find you. I trail off, mentally berating myself at how weak that must have sounded. She stays completely still as I slide up to her side, leaning on the railing so that I can see her face. I don't know what I expected, but her expression is oddly calm. Monica?
Beautiful view, isn't it?
Yeah, you could say that. Is that the reason you came up here?
It's part of it. On days like this, the wind and the eternally stretching blue sky make me feel like I can go anywhere. It feels freeing. There's something comforting in the possibility of getting swallowed up by that blue. Being able to simultaneously take control and lose control.
Monica, well, I know that you're obviously not okay. But I'm not asking if you're okay to know if you're okay. I'm going to ask if you're okay so that you can choose to talk to me about whatever you want to. To give you an opportunity to open up. So, are you okay? A thin smile appears on her face. Progress? Question mark? Maybe?
That's sweet of you, Flam. To be honest, I didn't expect you to have any tact at all.
Me neither.
Did you expect that I'd be crying up here? Contemplating suicide or something? Don't worry. I wouldn't do it just because of the festival.
Well, I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to cry it out.
You know, I actually thought that I would cry at first. But maybe I'm all cried out. I guess I've come to terms with all the things that Natsuki said already.
She says such weighingly words so casually. Such weighty words so casually. What Natsuki said wasn't true, Monica. I think that you're a fantastic president. I hasten to try to give less empty words after she arches an eyebrow at me. And I'm not just saying that to cheer you up either. Remember what I said to you before the festival, during your little pep talk? She faintly nods. Well, I'm going to reiterate it anyway, because it's important you're aware of how much I mean it. Thank you. For everything. You took me in when I really needed it. Remember how I said earlier that I've been feeling lonely? She nods again. Well, that's how things have been for me recently. I haven't seen much of my parents lately, and most of my days I spend alone. All that changed when I joined your club. You were all so friendly and welcoming. Not once did you ever turn me away because I wasn't a poet. I mean, between you and me, I know my poems weren't the greatest.
You have a lot of potential, Flam. I did like your poems.
Well, I'm glad you think so, but anyway, that's beside the point. You accepted me for who I was and was always willing to help me. And more importantly, you created something that 3 other girls hold dear to their hearts. Definitely the son of a good president, if you ask me. Monica looks down for a moment as if composing herself, and then meets my eyes with a smile.
Thank you, Flam. It really means a lot. Like I said earlier, hearing all this from a newcomer really does make me believe I've hit the goals I've set for myself. All I wanted was to create a little haven for people that people could call home, no matter their writing ability.
I'll take it from someone who joined only a few days ago, then you've definitely succeeded. Also, had you not made this club, I never would have gone to meet Yuri and Natsuki or been able to hang out with Sayori again. Nor would I have gone to get to know you better either. That would have been a real shame, eh? I playfully nudge her, receiving a nudge back. This past week has probably been the happiest I've ever been in a long, long time. And that is all thanks to you. We share a smile, one that I'm now sure is completely genuine on Monica's part.
I don't really know what to say.
It's okay, seriously. I just wanted you to know how I felt. Anyway, Natsuki was a bit out of order with her words, but honestly, I don't think she meant it. I guess tensions were just running really high, and you know better than I do how fiery she can be.
Yeah, I know she was just really upset, but hearing those words, it hit pretty deep, you know? I tried telling myself not to take her words to heart because I knew she was just upset. But it was that line about Sayori being a better president. I don't know why it got under my skin so much.
It was just spite, Monica. People say awful things that they don't mean when they're upset. Sayori and Yuri are talking to her now, and I get the feeling she wants to apologize, but just doesn't know how to.
Well, that's definitely something Natsuki needs to work on. By the way, thank you for making the effort to find me. It really means a lot.
I'm suddenly struck by the situation I'm in. Here I am, alone, with one of the most attractive, popular girls of the year, having a heart-to-heart. Probably a situation most of the other guys in the school would kill to be in. My face heats up a little as I process the heartfelt, rather vulnerable scene we're both in. You're welcome, Monica. Nothing to thank me for. I sheepishly scratch the back of my neck. We should go and find the others, though. Don't want them to worry or anything. We stand up and make our way back to the door.
I hope so. It wasn't exactly nice to be told you have a perfect life and that you've never experienced any difficulties.
As we make our way back to the club, I just hope Sayori and Yuri were able to talk some sense into Natsuki. The last thing we need is another argument. She's silent as we wordlessly make our way back to the classroom. We finally arrive. I squeeze her shoulder as she takes a deep breath and walks in.
Ah! They're back!
Yuri and Sayori hurry over to us, looking worriedly at Monica. Meanwhile, Natsuki remains standing off to the side by herself, arms folded.
Hey guys, I'm alright. Really. Taking some time outside helped clear my head. I'm feeling a lot better now. Not to mention Flam was a real help too. I'm relieved. It was a frightening prospect to consider losing our club president. Yeah, I know everyone's calmed down. We can talk things out. Natsuki, why don't you come join us? Fine.
She drags her feet as she makes her way over to us. I notice Monica fidgeting with the hem of her skirt and smile reassuringly at her.
Okay, so I'm here.
Natsuki's eyes dart up to meet Monica's for just a second.
So,
There's an awkward silence as Natsuki's voice trails away. Sayori raises an eyebrow at her, causing the smaller girl to return with a glare.
I think what Natsuki means to say is that she just said all those things in the heat of the moment. A crime of passion, as it were. Hey, jeez, I can speak for myself, okay?
She says that, but...
Alright, I'm just gonna get this over with. What I wanted to say was that I didn't mean it when I said you were a bad president. I mean, I guess it's pretty clear that you care a lot about the club.
Sayori nods vigorously at her, egging her on.
It's just that those jerks pissed me off so much that I blurted out random things and needed to vent. No, I won't lie. It does seem like you always get special treatment because you're so popular, Monica. But then again, I wouldn't know what you had to go through. I wouldn't know what you have to go through. You're a totally different level from the rest of us. Natsuki. Anyway, that's all I guess. I've always seen you as a friend, and I hope that you'll still be able to see me as one too.
There's tension in the air once again as we anxiously wait for Monica's response. Natsuki shifts back and forth on her feet, looking like she almost wants to run away from the scene. Get me the hell out of here!
Thank you for saying that. I'm not going to lie either. Your comment downing my presidency hurt. It's definitely not true, though. You're a great president, Monica.
Yeah, you brought us all together. Without you, we wouldn't have become friends. And I wouldn't have been introduced to the world of poetry.
I agree. It's an amazing feeling to be able to talk to like-minded individuals. Yeah, as far as presidents go, we could definitely do worse.
And so what if you nudged us into the festival? I guess it's only normal for the president of all people to want the club to grow.
Thanks, guys. I guess after all that, I have no choice but to accept Natsuki's apology, eh?
I mean, it'd be really great if you did. If you could.
That's certainly an understatement.
We all turn to look at Yuri, surprised at the glimpse of a humorous side to her.
Did I say something strange? Oh, Yuri, you're so funny.
I let out a breath as I let out a breath I'd been subconsciously holding. It seems like everything's turned out well in the end, or at least as well as they can given the circumstances.
Okay, everyone.
And with that catchphrase, everything seems alright in the world once again.
I totally forgot to mention this, but we still need to clean up everything. I'm sure that with all of us working together, though, it won't take that long to do.
I'm assuming everyone's just going to skip the festival and go home after this.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty tired after all the stuff that just happened. As am I. Same here. I wish I could leave too, but I have a shift in my class's cafe after this. It's alright though. Everyone get moving then so you can all go home.
Everyone starts cleaning up the room, myself included. Yuri and Natsuki start packing up the essential oils set up in cupcake trays, respectively. Meanwhile, Sayori, Monica, and I pick up everything left on the ground and desks. It's like we're erasing all traces that the festival ever happened in here. Although, I can't help but think that there's still lingering tension in the air, despite Monica's cheery expression. I have a feeling that Monica might just be putting the club before herself in this case. But the only thing I can do now is hope that everyone will feel better tomorrow. It'll be pretty nice to get home from school early for a change and be able to relax. Although now that I think about it, I really only have anime and video games to look forward to. I guess that everything that's happened today is going to be plaguing my mind tonight. Whew. Alright, guys. That was nuts. You know, I've always wondered, you know, how the festival would have turned out if everyone was there, and you know, to get that kind of a glimpse into it, it's like, good God, what was the point of even trying? Whew. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, because I sure as hell didn't. That was insane to sit through. You know, leave a like, or maybe in this case a dislike. I honestly don't know anymore. This has been insane. But yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a good night, and Happy New Year 2021. Let's hope for a better year.